What's up guys, how's it going? Now this is the tutorial that I'm doing about filling the skull basically, and then we're going to seal the hole. However, before this, I'm just going to point out the hazards of resin printing. I just brought this bottle up because I was going to obviously use it to fill the gaps, but just check this out. It's like completely leaked on me, and I cleaned it prior to doing this video, and yeah, it's gone bloody everywhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna clean it up now. Alright, I think I'm about done now. Now just to be sure, let's have a look. See, this stuff just kind of stays forever really. It doesn't seem to want to go. At least there's the rings. They're going to permanently kind of ruin my table no matter how often I clean them. I don't think I can clean it very well. Well, whatever, I've done my best. It is what it is, that's it. You're not going to clean it. That's why I hate fucking printing resin. I hate it. It's like, this is like whatever, I think the brand's drip, of course. It's like, it just keeps on going. This kind of process keeps on going and going and going, and you're relentlessly cleaning the shit up from your desk or room or wherever the hell you are. Luckily with the UV light, it's kind of curing as soon as it's going anywhere. But this bottle's a piece of shit. I'll show you the brand of this. So if you don't like, obviously it's alright if you're sitting in your garage and you just pour it in the vat, but for my experiment where I just wanted to pour a little bit into a jar and do a little bit of DIY kind of welding, it's fucking hopeless. I'm so pissed off with it. I've spent about 10 minutes cleaning and I haven't even done anything yet. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to get a little bit into a little jar of my own and put this shit into the garage. So there you go, this is the brand I'm using, Iono. Don't even want to touch my camera to focus, but I have to. Oh. There you go, Iono, and the lid is just a piece of shit. If you're watching Iono, you need to sort your lid out. It's a piece of shit, because when you close it, it just fucking all comes out the sides, and it's hopeless, man. Look at this shite, it's fucking everywhere. You can't do anything. Once you cleaned it, but whatever, man. So this is going back in my garage, and obviously this is letting off fumes as well, so it's not exactly healthy for you either, even if you have closed it. Just literally just tilting it at a slight angle and putting it down flat, the whole lot starts seeping out the edges. Anyway, on with the video. Alright, got all that shit off the table. Now basically what I've done for my own kind of sanity, I just poured a little bit of resin into a little jar and put some gaffer tape on the top because I don't have a lid, and that way I don't need to piss around with that crappy designed bottle. I'll just put that to the side for now. I took my gloves off as well because I think I've touched some resin earlier, and wearing the gloves kind of made my hands burn, so I've just taken that off as well. So now we've got my skull and a hole in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little, I've got a bottle of water and I've got some plaster of Paris, and I'm just going to make up a little mixture, probably around the volume of that, and I'm going to inject it in there as you've seen in my other videos. I've also got myself a big fat syringe this time rather than playing around with a 5mm one, so I'll use that. Alright, so as in my other video, I used some, what was it, there you go, fine plus casting powder. So basically fine plaster of Paris, not just regular plaster of Paris. Go for the fine one. I'm just going to load that in there until it's thick, inject it in. Alright, that's pretty much done. Now the beauty of having a massive hole is that I don't need to connect the syringe, the needle onto this. I can just use the regular thing. So I'm just gonna pop that there. And this is plaster of Paris, it's not resin, so I'm really not fussed with the slight mess here. So I'll just fill up the syringe. There you go. I don't care about the dripping. I'm doing this just for the video anyway, so there you go. And obviously look through the hole to make sure you don't overfill it. That looks good to me. There you go, you can see it's full. There we go. Split the rest in. Now just leave that somewhere at a funky angle to harden, and then we're gonna have a go at putting the top in, pouring the resin in, sealing it with the UV light, and then sanding it all down. So I'm just gonna find somewhere for this to rest. In fact, a good place is here in my little things. So essentially my sand tray. Sand is great for because it will just mold to whatever shape, and then just leave it there like that. Alright, I'm just going to clean this other mess off now and put this to one side, and we'll be back in a sec. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes. It's kind of alright. I poured a little bit of water out. It's not quite dry, but I'm not really bothered because I'm just going to seal it anyway. So it's going to be like hermetically sealed, so a little moisture inside doesn't make any difference. I'm probably going to plate it, so it's going to be shiny like these. So just to top it up, I figured, well, I may as well just use the sand. So I'm just going to pour in a bit of sand and fill up that little hole, because I didn't actually save enough of the plaster. I just poured it away straight away. Shouldn't have done that. Anyway, so there we go. I've kind of poured it a little bit too full because I'm going to have to put this dot in, so I'm just going to sort that out. But obviously the sand is quite cool because it's going to let me push this in a little bit more. So I'm just going to balance this. I don't even know what way round this goes in, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to sand it all afterwards. So I'm going to leave a little bit sticking out just so I've got something to sand. So kind of jam it in there, jam it in a bit there. I'm not sure if this is such a great idea because, as you can, I don't know if you can see it, but there you got water. I got water still coming out. So I might wait a little bit just until that's dry. So I might have to come back tomorrow, even though that annoys me because I don't like longing things out. So there's my hole, as you can see, clogged up a bit. Now comes the fun part, pouring the resin into the little gaps around the edges and then sealing it off. So I'm just going to use my syringe cap. So let's get the resin out. Take the gaffer tape top off. So now it's kind of, as you can see the drip on the bottom. I'm just going to let that, I'm going to like guide it around. I don't know how, this is my first time doing this, by the way. So there we go. Now I'm hoping it's just going to naturally fall into all the grooves in there. That's probably way too much, but hey, you know, I don't want to do this again. And it's a smooth surface, so it's going to be super easy to clean up afterwards as well. So I'm just going to sand all over it. Now put the top back on this toxic waste. Now I'm going to hit it with the UV light. It's starting to run quite quickly. That's my first observation. Yeah, that hasn't gone as well as I thought. The top's done alright, but the back kind of around here has come loose a bit. I don't know if you can see it. So I have to get some more. Doesn't help that this is white either. That's better. That looks like it's properly sealed. Obviously do it so there are no cracks in there. Give that a little look. It's dry to the touch now, but still a little bit slimy. Okay, I'm happy with the top bit. I'm just going to keep layering it on a little bit because I don't want to have to sand and then there's a gap or something. So the sand is really handy actually, because then I can obviously reposition it at any angle, and it stops the drips and whatnot. Right, that's cool. Really light. Alright, so that's what it kind of looks like from the... It looks shiny, but it's still hard, so I'm going to give it a go at sanding it down now. I just thought I'd let you know. I mean, when I first cured it, it stayed really shiny, so I did wipe it down because it's got that kind of... The resin's got this like greasy kind ofness to it, so don't touch it even if you think it's dry. Just give it, wipe it down a bit and then hit it with the light again. I've hit it for about, I'd say 2 minutes to 3 minutes possibly. I'll just see what I'm going to go give it a sand now, see how it sands. So I'm just going to get my sandpaper, wet it, and then sand it down. Now I'm going to wet it because resin's notoriously kind of nasty when you sand it, and the kind of dust seems to go up in the air and you don't want to breathe that in. So I'm going to go and wet this now and come back in a sec. Alright, sandpaper wet, here goes. I'm just going to give it all a little bit of a sand. Yeah, I might get some heavier duty sandpaper because it's still a bit of a lump there, so I don't know what this is. This is 320. It's not doing enough damage, so I'm going to probably get some 180 or something. Hit it with that. I've over sanded it a bit, so as you can see, so what I'm probably going to do is do a massive layer of that resin and then gently sand all of it. Alright, so what I've done was I just put loads of light coats on top, so I didn't have that one massive lump bang in the middle. And yeah, this is water washable resin as well, so I don't know if I'm going to wash it after I've cured it and then cured it again, or what exactly, but it always seems to have some kind of grease on it directly after curing it. So there you go, that's what it looks like in the light. It's completely sealed. I'm going to give it a light sand over again, just for the sake of just kind of blend those obviously blend it in to the rest of the skull. It won't take much effort because it's just a tiny amount now that I've done over the top. That's in, that's alright. Maybe I'll still hit it with this stuff. I think maybe I went too heavy with this sandpaper. Whatever, I'm just blending the edges in really. I'm going to try and leave the centre alone because obviously it's got bloody water in there. So yeah, there you have it. Works pretty well. Yeah, I just want to add this absolute nightmare to sand. I may as well just admit it. I thought it's super easy, but yeah, do not put too much on at all because this stuff just does not like sanding down, man. Jesus Christ, I've been here like 10 minutes trying to get rid of these mistakes, and then if you go too far you have to put it on and sand it all down again. So definitely don't overfill it at all if you can. It's an absolute nightmare, proper nightmare. Alright, I'm done. I'm fairly happy with that. That's all sealed up nicely. If I paint that you won't even see it, so job done. And there you go, you've got a nice heavy skull. Oh, that light shit. Peace.